Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and there's no David in sight. However, what is in sight is beautiful Lake Tahoe. There it is. It's about 7:30 in the morning. I just got out of bed. I'm going to go down to the lake. It's absolutely gorgeous up here today. We'll probably have a high in the mid 40s. Gets down into the 20s at night. But it is absolutely glorious out here. Let me go down these stairs here. This if you've never been to Lake Tahoe, it is just one of the most magical places. It is the lake, the water clarity is stunning. Here, you can kind of see what I'm looking at here. You can see a dinner plate about 80-90 feet down. It's just really amazing. How clear the lake is. There's just a lot of granite rocks, so you don't get a lot of algae buildup. And the water's cold. Right now it's about 51, 52 degrees Fahrenheit in the water, so I won't be swimming. Although I have swam in this lake before. They do a Trans-Tahoe relay, and you basically swim from one side of the lake to the other. You do it widthwise versus lengthwise, so it's only about 12 miles. And you have a team of like 4 to 6 people on your relay. I've done that a number of times. And the water's usually in the kind of the low 60s, so it's cold, but it's manageable. So here we go. There's our lake. That's Nevada right there. As you look out towards the east, you got the sun. That's South Lake. And then there's the heart made out of rocks. That some person took really invested some time and placed a whole bunch of rocks in the shape of a heart. Now, that is probably, if I was to guess, I'd say about 15 feet deep where the water is right there. It's just, it's hard to tell unless you're actually in it. And I have not jumped in the water. We haven't been up here in the summertime yet for me to assess how deep that is. One of these days I'll come up here for that. Let's see, how about if we just park over here? I was gonna put out a reading yesterday, but there was nothing that I wanted to read on. They got some stuff going on with ice that I'm not terribly keen on. Just, why kill the mood with that? So I just wanted to do a reading on, here we go. Just what do we have to look forward to in the next couple of years? We're seeing that the tide is turning with the Trump administration. People are not happy with his policies. The cost of living has not decreased. Trump's in a full-blown panic about it. He's calling in the different politicians who were considering running for a different office. So like House members that want to run for governor or Senate, he's telling them, don't do it. I need you to stay in the House because we can't lose the House. And so he's putting a lot of pressure on people to stay in their positions. Personally, I think that ship sailed. I think the Epstein debacle, the tariff debacle, the ICE debacle, the bombing of ships off of Venezuela, deporting people without due process, basically challenging the Constitution and stretching your abilities. The combination of all of that, people have kind of had enough. Even MAGA, who voted for this and are getting exactly what they voted for, I don't think they fully realize that this is what they voted for. And many of them are starting to sort it out and not supportive of this. It's, there's some that think this is great, and those are the ones that maybe never turned the corner, but it seems like many others have turned the corner and may not vote. or may not vote the same way. So I want to take a look at just the overall energy. Oh, and there was one other story that I found fascinating. Elon Musk is going to start showing the country of origin on the different X accounts. And there's a bunch of people that are up in arms about that, just simply because of privacy rights and doxing and so on and so forth. What I find fascinating is, and of course there's going to be ways around it, but what I find fascinating is some of the transparency that may come out of that. Some of these America First accounts that have nothing to do, are not based in the United States, but are based in very odd countries. It seems like Thailand has a lot of America First accounts. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a lot of Russian American First accounts, or some of these other countries that, why would you have an America First account here? Now you can get around it through VPN and stuff, and sort of rerouting your location. But I think it's potentially a step to help unmask the rhetoric that's not whose origins aren't in the United States, where it's third parties that are creating divisiveness, and MAGA needs to start finding out about that. So I just want to take a quick look at what do we have to look forward to as a nation in the next 6 months or so. Okay, so entertainment purposes only. Hope you're all having a great day. Okay, foundation of the reading is the Six of Swords. What we have to look forward to. It's time to move on. We need to move forward. We need to get out of, we're going to start getting out of the turbulent waters, and we're going to start moving towards a more peaceful future. Taking care of our women, taking care of our kids. Main clarifier. Whoops, it's hard to see these cards. Oh, there we go. Okay, main clarifier is the Nine of Cups. Hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. People starting to see the light. People starting to find themselves in a better place emotionally. The other clarifier you've got is the Eight of Cups. Because some people are walking away from the angry rhetoric. They're turning their backs to it. And it's stuff like what X is proposing on doing, where they start to realize that they've been manipulated by third-party actors who have nothing in common with them. They're just people that are trying to trigger you. The other clarifier is, oops, there we go. 10 of Wands. It's just, there's been such an emotional burden. All the actions that have been taken have been burdensome to people in this nation, and we just need to put this to an end. And the energy underneath it, or the final card, the Fool. We're on a new journey. We're going to take a new path forward. It's time for renewal, and it's time to do something different. And that's what we got to look forward to, which is, that's encouraging. Oh gosh. It's a little too early to call the elections. I want to know, how are Trump and his administration feeling in the next 6 months? It seems like the American people are starting to feel better, that we have moved forward. How does the MAGA politicians feel over the next 6 months? Entertainment purpose only. Okay, let's see. How are they feeling? Okay, we've got the Five of Swords. This is no one to fight, no one to walk away. Winning at all costs. Then you got the main clarifier is the Four of Wands. People are starting to work together. What I always get with this is always has two meanings to me. The left and the right working together, and the people that are preventing that, they're sort of celebrating their departure from the scene. Okay, you got the Seven of Cups. Whoops. Don't believe everything you're seeing, or as Dave calls it, the ethics card, the lack of ethics card. So what are they feeling? They're this could be related to what X is doing. Where they thought they had their finger on the pulse in the American public, but it could be that they've had their finger on the pulse of actors in countries throughout the world, and they've been manipulated, and their messaging has been forced by somebody else. And then you've got the King of Swords, a harsh truth that they have to face. And then the energy underneath, Three of Cups, celebrations. So it depends on who's let's see, let's take a look. Celebrations, I'm gonna just throw a card on the bottom. Is the celebrations that they're winning, or is the celebrations because people are working together and they're shunning this? And the card I got underneath it is the Three of Swords, heartbreak and betrayal. To me, it feels like what I'm getting from these cards is that there's been manipulation going on, and that the Republican politicians are starting to realize that they've been manipulated, they've been taken advantage of as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've got to own their actions, okay? Just like all of us, they need to own their actions. They need to be accountable, and just as a society, we need to be more accountable. There's so many lawsuits in the United States because of people that don't want to take accountability for their own actions. I think we as a nation, we're very blessed with prosperity, and we're very blessed with freedom, but we don't always rise up to the standard. We need to own this stuff. You have to fight for your freedom. You need to fight for your rights. And I think we've become very complacent over the years. I also want to send out a Thanksgiving message to all of you. I read through the comments every day, and I had someone who left me a comment. It was on the video where I mentioned that it was the last video I released, where I was saying I was coming up here with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and their family to spend Thanksgiving. And one person called me out. Carolyn was her name. And her comment was designed to give me a quote-unquote dose of reality for the haves. Where she was describing what her Thanksgiving was going to look like. Where she was going to be alone. The food she had was going to be donated to her. And that, she doesn't have a lot around her to be thankful for. And that's the reality for a lot of the people around her. And the comment was a little bit biting, I have to admit, to read, because the comment was, "I don't need your pity," and no one will ever get my pity. I don't pity other people. I give empathy, I give compassion, and I give sympathy, but I don't give pity. Pity is not a great emotion to give. It implies a superiority complex, and I don't feel that way towards other people. I try not to be judgmental. I was about to say I'm not judgmental. I suppose there are times when I am, but I try very hard not to be, because I'm more interested in how someone got to the situation they're in, as opposed to judging the situation they're in. I'm more curious, man, what happened in that person's life that put them in this situation? Because they didn't start that way. So there was a series of decisions that were made that either they made or were made for them that put them in this unfortunate situation. And I always find that to be a much better approach versus just saying, well, this person clearly didn't do X, Y, and Z, and that's why they're in this situation. So a message for Carolyn out there. I feel bad that that's how your Thanksgiving is going to go, or how you envision it's going to go. It would be wonderful if that's truly how the people around you are celebrating or spending their Thanksgiving. It would be great if you were able to reach out to a couple of those people, and maybe the, the, the group of you can get together and make a better experience than just being by yourself and being unhappy. Sometimes it just takes a little reaching out, and you can make a bad situation more tolerable. And that's kind of where we're at as a society, where eventually we're going to have to reach out olive branches to those that have wronged us, to those that are in a similar situation to us, or have caused a situation to have, and just start promoting a more peaceful and inclusive message. So anyways, that's what I got for you. I hope you're all having a great day. We are just going to enjoy the majestic beauty that is Lake Tahoe. This is truly just an amazing place, and I'm grateful for every minute I get to spend up here, because this is just, it's so unspoiled. They've done such a good job of limiting human intervention with nature up here. So anyways, I hope you're all having a great day. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I'll catch you soon. Take care, folks. Bye. Oh, hey, how about a couple of shout outs? I just put my cards away. I want to give one special shout out to my nephew, Luca, who apparently watches me on these. I had no idea. So Luca, if you're watching this, I hope you're doing great. We'll be out there to see you in a few weeks, probably in January. Hope you're doing good. Give your mom and dad and your brother a hug for me, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.